It is one of the most recognizable games ever made. A simple premise: run to the right, save the princess. But for a small, obsessive community of players, running to the right wasn't enough. They wanted to know, how fast could it be done? What started as a casual curiosity in the late 1990s became a decades-long pursuit of perfection. A story of legends rising and falling, of milliseconds mattering more than anything in the world, of human beings pushing themselves and a 40-year-old Nintendo game to the absolute edge of what is possible. This is the history of the Super Mario Bros. World Record. Before we talk about the record, we need to understand what speedrunning even was in the early days of the internet. There were no leaderboards, no Discord servers, no live streams, just a handful of players scattered across the world, recording their fastest times on VHS tapes and uploading grainy video files to obscure corners of the internet. The earliest known footage of Super Mario Bros. Being completed quickly comes from 1999. Two emulator movie files posted to a site called High Level Challenge. These weren't really intended as speedruns in the modern sense. They were more like a kid on your block showing off in the basement. But the seed had been planted. In 2002, something remarkable happened. Two runners, Jeff Ninneman and Jason Harmer, competed in a live Super Mario Bros. Race in front of an actual crowd. Both finished around 5 minutes and 50 seconds. At the time, this was extraordinary. A human being finishing Super Mario Bros. In under 6 minutes felt almost impossible to most people. What nobody knew yet was that under 6 minutes was just the beginning. At this point in gaming history, if you wanted to have your record recognized, there was one place to go: Twin Galaxies. Twin Galaxies was the official authority on video game world records, the organization behind the Guinness World Records gaming categories. If your time wasn't on Twin Galaxies, it didn't officially exist. And in the early 2000s, Super Mario Bros. Had a small but fierce community of runners battling for the top spot on that leaderboard. The times being set were still relatively slow by modern standards. Players running around 5 minutes and 20 seconds, give or take. The tricks were limited. The strategy was still being figured out. The game has a built-in shortcut that would define speedrunning forever. Warp zones, hidden inside World 1-2 and World 4-2, are pipes that skip entire sections of the game, catapulting a skilled runner straight toward the final world. Every top runner used them, and as players got better at navigating those warps cleanly, the times started to fall. By 2003, a runner named Cam Allen had taken the record. Then a runner named Scott Kessler came along. In April 2004, Kessler cut the known record by nearly a full minute in a single run. It was the last time anyone would ever save more than a few seconds in one go. The big, obvious improvements were gone. From here on out, every second would have to be earned. Scott Kessler and a runner named Trevor Seguin became the dominant names of this era, trading the record back and forth throughout the mid-2000s. These were not small jumps anymore. We were talking about improvements measured in single seconds, sometimes fractions. Every optimization mattered, every corner cut, every pixel of movement. To understand why this matters, you need to understand something fundamental about Super Mario Bros. Speedrunning. The frame rule. The NES runs at 60 frames per second. And Super Mario Bros. Operates on what the community calls a 21 frame rule, meaning the game checks your level clear time every 21 frames, roughly every third of a second. If you finish a level 1 frame too slow, you wait an entire 21 frame cycle before the next level loads. Think of it like a bus. Miss the bus by 1 second. You wait for the next one. This means that in Super Mario Bros. Speedrunning, gaining a single frame in the right place can save nearly half a second of real time, and losing a single frame can cost you the same. Every runner in this era was slowly learning which frame rules mattered, which shortcuts existed, and how to execute them under pressure. The game was giving up its secrets, slowly, 1 frame at a time. Then came AndrewG. Andrew Gardicus, known online as AndrewG, first appeared in the Super Mario Bros. Speedrunning scene in 2006. And from the moment he arrived, it was clear he was different. On April 10, 2007, AndrewG posted a time of 5 minutes, 0.355 seconds. Sub 5 minutes. An almost mythical barrier.
Yeah!
And he did it on his first major submission.
It's a little 457.
The community was
it's not
stunned.
456.
But AndrewG wasn't done.
Actually, it's close.
He would go on to dominate this category for 7 years.
It's
7
a low
years where no
457.
matter who rose up to challenge him, AndrewG found a way to push the record lower. On Christmas Eve 2010, he broke the 5-minute barrier properly, posting a 4 minutes, 59.690 seconds. Sub 5 minutes.
Yay, I PB'd.
It felt like the floor.
Maybe.
He kept going. 2012, 2013. A string of improvements, each one smaller than the last, but each one requiring more precision, more knowledge, more obsession. By March 2014, AndrewG held the record at 4 minutes, 58.092 seconds. For 7 years, he had defined what was possible. But in June 2014, a runner named IOL, also known as Saradoc, did something nobody expected. He broke 458. For the first time in 7 years, the Super Mario Bros. World record belonged to someone other than AndrewG. IOL's time wouldn't last long at the top, because someone else had been quietly studying the game, mapping it, breaking it down frame by frame. His name was Darbian. In October 2015, Darbian posted a time of 4 minutes, 57.627 seconds, shattering the previous record and announcing himself as the new force in Super Mario Bros. Speedrunning. And Darbian didn't just run fast. He explained the game in a way nobody had before. His videos broke down the frame rule using the analogy of a bus schedule, making something deeply technical feel completely understandable. The community grew. New runners arrived. But even as he sat at the top, Darbian knew the record wasn't perfect. There was a technique still in the table, a near impossible trick in World 4-2 that could save precious frames. A trick the community had started calling the flagpole glitch. The flagpole glitch required pixel-perfect execution. For years, it had been considered something only a tool-assisted computer could achieve. No human had ever done it in a real run. Darbian wanted to be the first. Kosmic, known online as Kosmic D12, had been building in the background for years. He started speedrunning in 2012, and by the mid-2000s, he had become one of the most technically skilled runners in the world. The rivalry between Darbian and Kosmic over the next 2 years was one of the most dramatic in speedrunning history. October 4th, 2016. Kosmic posts 4 minutes, 57.194 seconds. October 6th, 2016.
Please.
Darbian answers with 4 minutes, 56.878 seconds. The first time a human being had ever broken 4:57. 2 days apart, back and forth, like a chess match played at 60 frames per second.
Did I break the camera? I kinda broke the camera.
In 2017, Darbian pushed further. 4 minutes, 56.528 seconds. It felt insurmountable. February 2018. Kosmic broke it again. 4 minutes, 56.462 seconds.
Gosh.
Then a third runner, Somewheres, entered the conversation, posting 4 minutes, 56.245 seconds in May 2018.
Oh my God.
3 runners, all within fractions of each other, all pushing the absolute limit of what this game could give. September 2018. Kosmic achieved something that had seemed mathematically improbable. 4 minutes, 55.913 seconds, sub 456. The entire community erupted. But as incredible as that felt, the runners knew there was still more. There was still the 4:55 barrier, and beyond that, something almost unthinkable. 4:54. A time previously considered only possible for computers. In November 2018, a documentary analysis examined the game frame by frame and concluded something stunning. A time of 4:54 was theoretically possible for a human being. But practically speaking, the realistic floor was somewhere around 4 minutes, 55.6 seconds. The community absorbed this. Some believed it. Others doubted any human could ever get there. In January 2020, Kosmic reclaimed the record once more. 4 minutes, 55.646 seconds. He was closing in, and now he made a prediction. With the right execution and fine-tuning, he believed the record could reach 4 minutes, 54.99 seconds. The speedrunning world exploded. Could a human actually break 4:55? Then, on November 14th, 2020, a name entered the conversation that nobody had expected to dominate the next 5 years of Super Mario Bros. History. His name was Niftski. Niftski is an American speedrunner who started playing Super Mario Bros. At age 6. He began speedrunning in 2019, and within a year, he had the world record.
No way.
On November 14th, 2020, Niftski achieved 4 minutes, 55.430 seconds, beating Kosmic's standing record by more than 1/5 of a second.
Bowser,
He
please.
set the record during a 4-hour live stream, his reaction capturing the raw emotion of years of work coming together in a single run.
Oh my God! I lost a frame on
The
accident.
community celebrated,
455 to
but
430.
Niftski wasn't celebrating for long.
Holy cow, dude!
He
I
had
did
bigger
it.
plans.
I did it! I did it! World record!
Because there was
World
still
record.
that barrier,
Oh.
4:55 flat. The last full second barrier anyone expected a human to ever cross. The community called it their 4-minute mile. On April 7th, 2021, after thousands upon thousands of attempts, Niftski achieved 4 minutes, 54.948 seconds.
Enough.
Sub 4:55.
Oh my God! Yes!
His heart rate monitor read 188 beats per minute.
Oh
His
my
voice
God!
cracked.
Oh my
He told
God!
himself out
Oh
loud,
my God!
"Get oxygen,
Oh
dude."
my God! god! I clutched it out!
This
I
was
stayed
not
calm
just
and
a
it
record.
worked. Holy cow!
This was history.
Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. Okay, don't
But the
throw up.
most remarkable
Don't throw
thing
up.
about
I'm gonna
Niftski
puke.
wasn't
This is
just
like a
breaking the barrier
repeat of
once.
last run.
He held the world record for the next 4 years, continuously pushing it lower, frame by frame, improvement by improvement.
Perfect.
January
This is done.
2025. 4 minutes, 54.565 seconds. A run 18 frames off a theoretically perfect human performance.
A1, I think! A1!
For 4 straight years. No one could touch him.
Oh my god!
Then, in August 2025, the unthinkable happened. For the first time in 4 years, the Super Mario Bros. World record changed hands.
Let's fucking go!
A runner named AndrewG posted a time of 4 minutes, 54.515 seconds, beating Niftski's standing record by just 3 frames. 3 frames. At 60 frames per second, that is 5/100ths of a second. AndrewG described the grind as absolutely grueling, and the speedrunning community noted that the human record was now only 15 frames away from perfection. 15 frames. What followed was one of the most dramatic stretches in the history of this category. Niftski tied the record, then reclaimed it, then lost it again. The two runners pushed each other to limits that had seemed impossible just years before. By December 18, 2025, AndrewG held the record at 4 minutes, 54.415 seconds, the current world record as of this video. But here is the thing about Super Mario Bros. Speedrunning. There have always been people who said the floor had been reached, that no human could go further. And every single time, someone proved them wrong. The TAS, the theoretically perfect computer-assisted run, sits at 4 minutes, 54.032 seconds. Runners are now 18 frames away from matching a computer's perfect execution of a 40-year-old game. And if this story has taught us anything, they will keep trying. Super Mario Bros. Is a game that most people finish in an afternoon. A game designed for children. A game about a plumber jumping on mushrooms. And yet, it has inspired decades of obsession. Decades of sleepless nights, thousands of failed attempts, moments of heartbreak, and moments of pure, overwhelming joy. Because at its core, speedrunning isn't really about the game. It's about pushing yourself to the edge of what a human being can do. It's about a community of people who looked at something and asked, how much better can we get? The answer, it turns out, is always a little bit more. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, because this channel is dedicated to telling stories exactly like this one. The hidden histories, the unsung legends, the moments that define gaming. Next time, we're going even deeper into the NES era. Until then, keep running.